I've never really had to explain a lot of things to Becca.
We actually have this process called Shiva.
If there's something going on in my personal life, something going on in the world, I feel like she does the work to understand.
And we extended it as an offering to the local Black community in solidarity with the grief that they were experiencing.
I think allyship, it's a journey, it's something that's active, it's something that happens over time with like genuine connection with people. It was just a really amazing way that Becca kind of like used religion and culture to give something back. One of the key things with allyship is understanding that it's a lifelong process. I think a lot of... Hi, I'm Cicely Belle Blain. My pronouns are they, them. I'm originally from the UK and I'm living here on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, also known as Vancouver. The way that the word allyship, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think the way that it's been co-opted perhaps, it doesn't feel full enough to express the extent of the kind of solidarity that I have from people who have kind of like stuck with me through various parts of the journey and you know, in the darkest moments and in the positive moments.
Hi, I'm Becca Schwenk. I use she and they pronouns. I too am coming to this conversation from the unceded stolen lands of the Musqueam, Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. So mine and Cicely's paths crossed in 2019. I had just moved back from Melbourne, Australia. I was like, I have just come from the startup world. I have a lot to offer. I've just worn a lot of hats. So I've got all this energy and creativity and I really want to expend it somewhere that's worthy of it and also like a place that aligns with my values. And I actually could not believe that I stumbled upon Cicely and Becca Consulting when I was just in a cafe every day looking for jobs, and my genius mom told me to look at the top 30 under 30 and Cicely was on the top 30 under 30 like the star they are and as they should be. So I just sat at this coffee shop compiling an application. They didn't even post that they were hiring until 3 days in.
Becca had already been involved in starting up a women's rideshare organization in Australia, and I thought that was really cool. Becca applied to be a facilitator, and we just really connected over our shared love for the work that we do and realized we have a lot of other similarities.
We went out for dinner and I got us a table and I said to the person, yeah, I'm meeting my boss / friend. Not really sure if it's either or both. So our relationship has really evolved and flourished from there.
I really feel like I never have to explain myself to them. I think that whenever there's any challenges, especially if it's something impacting the Black community more broadly, she's very such an initiative taker.
I founded and organized Shiva Delivers. I understood that grief happens in community. It's not this individualistic experience, and so that project was created in solidarity with Black folks and communal global grief, where we basically mobilized Jewish folks to cook meals. It
was just a really amazing way that Becca kind of like used religion and culture to give something back. Major issues going on impacting the Black community, specifically the murder of George Floyd. Not only was that a very traumatic time for Black folks because of the nature of the murder, but I think also because of the way that society suddenly paid such attention to that, and it was so exhausting and overwhelming for a lot of Black folks, especially Black folks doing liberation work. We were being pulled left, right and center. We were wanted here and there to speak on this, to do this. Becca really saw that and didn't ask anything of me, and kind of just like showed up in really beautiful ways.
Far beyond allyship. It's like I have this amazing lifelong relationship and friendship and partnership. Like there's just so much that comes from allyship as almost like the door that you open, or like the path that you continue down to navigate all these different paths, all these different possibilities. It really is all about kind of like connecting to folks, feeling like you belong, yeah, just not being alone. So I think that allyship is the recipe for that. Allyship is the caveat for that. It's a vessel, really.
Am I not good at what I do, Malika?
I run a anti-racism consulting company, and I was one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter Vancouver. I had been organizing, doing lots of grassroots organizing with Black Lives Matter here in Vancouver. There is such beauty in a diverse community of activists who are bringing their intersectional lived experiences and the knowledge and skills that come with that. And it has definitely reminded me to think outside of my own experience. And I think when I'm doing my work, when I'm writing, when I'm researching, it reminds me of the intersectional perspective even more. You know, trying to understand Black folks' experiences throughout history, and I'm thinking of people who might have had a lived experience like mine, and then remembering the hundreds of thousands of years of solidarity between Black and Asian communities, Black and Jewish communities, Black and Indigenous communities, and that's also such a powerful reminder that it's not a new concept to be working together. It's actually something that's not only been going on for millennia, but those histories have been purposefully erased from the history books and purposefully not told to us because you know, those with more power and the systems at play don't want us to remember how powerful we are when we work together. I think applying an intersectional lens to allyship is very difficult. It's crucial in relationship building and in community building to have that. And my job is to try to understand where, you know, for example, you know, other Black folks in my community who are sex workers or who are physically disabled. I don't understand their lived experience necessarily, but it's crucial to if I'm going to claim the title as a Black activist, it's crucial to my work that I'm recognizing the barriers they may be facing and the privileges that I have. That kind of looking at the world through an intersectional lens is absolutely crucial to allyship.
I think that when folks are looking to enter into allyship, it might take a really long time to even be sure if things could qualify as being an allyship, because a lot of it is the invisible labor of just reading things, learning, being curious.
I think when people are on their allyship journey and they're, you know, feeling nervous, don't know what to say, and that's very valid, but I think, you know, eventually you hope to have a friend who knows you so well and has such strong values that are aligned with yours, that maybe just a look or you know, a message or an emoji is all that they need to go to battle for you, and I think that's really powerful.
Cicely's my mate, my friend, this amazing star who has been an incredible boss, an incredible leader, and I think that Cicely has helped me learn who I am, which is really special. I've been reflecting on what it means to receive that honor of being chosen as someone to represent folks in allyship. When reflecting on what that means to me, I think the depth of our connection, the strength of our friendship, I don't think they'd be possible without being an active allyship.
I think the impact that Becca has had on me is reminding me who I am, reminding me to come back to myself in times of struggle. That Becca's influence has kind of been remembering that life is not really about work, life is about joy and community and friendship and good food and all of these things. And so, yeah, I think that's definitely an impact she's had, and it's really cool to have someone who is an ally and a professional comrade, but also a personal friend.